Have you ever walked into your own quiet home, the silence so loud it feels like a presence, and had a sudden cold thought? Is this it? Is this what the rest of my life will feel like? That fear of being adrift when you live alone is real, but it is not your destiny. In the next 10 minutes, you will discover 3 essential strategies that can transform solitude from a source of anxiety into your greatest strength. Hello and welcome back to Elderflowerings, where we believe your later years can be your best years. If you want practical guides for a vibrant life, subscribe now so you never miss what's next. In the next 10 minutes, you'll discover how to create a sacred rhythm, how to practice connection cultivation, and the final strategy, which might surprise you, is all about finding purpose in the most unexpected places. Let's dive right in. Strategy number 1. The sacred rhythm, building a framework for your day. The first thing that can fall apart when you live alone is your sense of time. With no one else's schedule to consider, the days can begin to blur into a formless, gray expanse. You might find yourself staying in your nightwear until noon, or forgetting what day it is. This isn't harmless freedom. This kind of aimlessness quietly weakens your focus, drains your motivation, and can be a gateway to feeling low. The most powerful thing you can do is to build a basic, dependable daily rhythm. This isn't a rigid military-style schedule. It is a gentle, loving framework that gives each day a clear start, a middle, and a close. It's a quiet form of self-respect that tells your mind and body that your day matters. Creating this structure is one of the most effective strategies for thriving while living alone as a senior, as it provides the grounding your mind still craves. Let me tell you about Walter, an 81-year-old widower from Ohio. He shared with me how his life blurred into a haze after he lost his wife. Days passed without meaning. Then, his daughter suggested he try just one small thing: make his bed and open the curtains at the exact same time every single morning. He was skeptical, but he did it. That simple act created a starting line for his day. Soon, he added making a proper pot of tea, then a short walk to the mailbox. These gentle habits didn't change everything overnight, but they gave his day a predictable shape, and along with it, he said he felt his sense of control and calm slowly return. This isn't just a feeling, it's biology. Psychologists tell us that consistent daily routines help regulate our cortisol levels, the stress hormone. When your body knows what to expect, it produces less cortisol in response to uncertainty. A stable rhythm also reinforces your natural sleep-wake cycle, leading to better sleep quality, which is crucial for mental clarity and emotional well-being. Here's what works. Your action step today is simple. Before you go to bed tonight, decide on just one small, specific thing you will do tomorrow morning at the same time you did it today. It could be having your breakfast at 9 a.m., doing a crossword puzzle at 10, or simply stepping outside for 5 minutes of fresh air. Create one small anchor. If this idea of a sacred rhythm resonates with you, comment with the word rhythm below. It's a wonderful way to declare your intention to bring more peace to your days. Now that we have a framework for our day, let's talk about filling it with warmth. Stay with me because our third strategy is the most surprising, and it's all about what happens inside your own 4 walls when you think no one is watching. Strategy number 2, connection cultivation, the art of reaching out. As we age, our social circles can naturally shrink. Friends move away, we lose loved ones, and it can become harder to meet new people. If you live alone, it's easy to fall into a pattern of waiting for the phone to ring only to find the silence stretching for days. This can lead to a profound and unhealthy sense of isolation. The solution is to shift your mindset from being a passive recipient of connection to an active connection cultivator. This means understanding that connection doesn't always require crowds or big events. It simply means finding small, steady, and low-pressure ways to stay in touch with others and with life. These tiny threads of interaction are more powerful than most people think. Consider Eleanor, a 78-year-old introvert who moved to a new town to be closer to her son but knew no one else. The loneliness was overwhelming. She felt too shy to join any groups. So she gave herself a tiny mission. Every day, she would say a genuine hello to her mail carrier. At first, it was just a nod, then a good morning. Soon, they were having brief, friendly chats about the weather. That small daily interaction, she said, was her lifeline. It made her feel seen, it gave her the confidence to then smile at a neighbor, which led to a conversation over the garden fence and eventually a weekly coffee date. There's powerful science here. When we engage in positive social interactions, even brief ones, our brain releases oxytocin, often called the feel-good or bonding hormone. Oxytocin lowers stress, calms anxiety, and helps us feel more relaxed and happy. Research consistently links even gentle social ties to a stronger immune system and a reduced risk of depression in seniors. Your action step is to make one outward connection and one inward connection today. Outward, call or text one person you haven't spoken to in over a month just to say you were thinking of them. Inward, write down one thing you appreciate about your own company. This can be a brave step. If you're still watching with me, drop a number 2 in the comments so I know you're here. Your presence encourages our whole community. Strategy number 3, purposeful engagement. Finding a reason to rise. Here is the most surprising part I promised you. The quietest threat that comes with aging alone isn't just the lack of company, it's the fading of purpose. When retirement arrives, the house grows still, and others stop relying on you in the same way, it can start to feel like you're no longer useful, like the meaningful parts of life are in the past. The truth is, purpose doesn't retire. It doesn't vanish just because people stop depending on you. It simply changes its form. When you live alone, discovering that new form is one of the most life-giving things you can do. Purpose doesn't need to be big or praised by the world. It only needs to matter to you. It gives your day shape and your heart quiet pride. There's a man named Samuel, 79, who lives alone in Michigan. After losing his wife, the silence in his home was overwhelming. He felt completely adrift. Then one day, he found an old, forgotten typewriter in his garage. He cleaned it up, put in a new ribbon, and started typing his memories. His days in the Navy, the story of meeting his wife, the birth of his first child. He wasn't writing a book for anyone else, but by putting his thoughts to paper, he rediscovered a deep sense of peace and meaning. The silence in his home didn't feel so empty anymore. It was filled with his own story. This isn't just a feeling. Major long-term studies, like the Rush Memory and Aging Project, have shown that older adults who report a strong sense of purpose in life are more than twice as likely to avoid Alzheimer's disease and have a significantly lower risk of stroke and heart attack. Having a reason to get up in the morning is powerful medicine for the brain and body. Your action step is to find or create one small project that is just for you. It could be tending to a single tomato plant on your balcony, organizing one box of old family photos, learning to knit a simple scarf via an online tutorial, or writing down the story of your favorite family recipe. What is one thing you've always been curious about, a small project you've thought of starting? Share that little spark of purpose in the comments below. Final thoughts. So there you have it. 3 essential strategies for a life of richness and well-being, even when you're on your own. The key takeaway is this. A fulfilling solitary life is not something that happens to you. It is something you actively create with intention. By building your sacred rhythm, practicing connection cultivation, and embracing purposeful engagement, you are not just passing time, you are creating a life of meaning. You have more power over your happiness than you might realize. Tell me in the comments, which of these 3 strategies are you going to start with this week? I truly love reading your plans and cheering you on. If this guide was helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to Elderflowerings for more practical guides like this to help you thrive in every season of life. Thank you for being here today. Remember, your presence still matters, your body still deserves care, and your spirit is still capable of immense joy. Until next time, take wonderful care.